Wesley and I are always kind of telling our stories about being Asian American founders and trying to pave a way where we don't see a lot of other Asian American entrepreneurs around us.
So Nimble Made is a brand that makes actually slim dress shirts, and it's inspired by my own personal struggle of not being able to find a dress shirt that fit me the way I wanted it to fit me while I was working in finance. And I found that extra frustrating because it was a piece of clothing that I needed to wear every day for work.
So I don't wear men's dress shirts, but seeing my father immigrate to the States and bringing his whole family over, I was always pushing him to go shopping with me. And it was just so shocking that going shopping with my dad at any kind of big retailers in the US, he would just outright tell me that American shirts don't fit him. And I thought that was very surprising because as a woman, I've been able to see a lot of brands create petite lines and petite clothing, especially for slimmer, kind of more petite figures, but never really being able to find that kind of parallel for someone like my dad, who just happens to have a much slimmer kind of figure.
This idea of underrepresentation exists in our community, so Nimble Made exists to open that dialogue and bring more representation in our community. And one of the first things we're doing is bringing more sizing inclusion in the fashion industry. So our shirts feature somewhat shorter sleeve length so that the sleeves don't go past your wrist. There's a trimmed chest and back measurement so that there's no excess fabric around your torso. Around the waist, we've tapered that measurement down so that no extra fabric gathers around your waist. We have validated these measurements with user feedback and personally interviewed a lot of people in our community to get their thoughts on what they think fits well, what they think doesn't fit well, and we've really incorporated those elements into the shirts. I think in many ways we've had to be really, really scrappy because we don't have experience in fashion, we don't have experience in starting a business. And so the only foundation that we had was really just I had to wear a dress shirt every single day. And so I knew to some extent what materials are used, which styles are popular. And we had to do a lot of market research on the demographics of who might be in the market for dress shirts, who's currently selling them, what they're doing to make them, what's the price like. Tanya and I have had to be very diligent, very careful, and take a lot of consideration in all the decisions that we make as founders. We have interviewed employees at the factories to get personal testimonials for how they're treated, how they receive merit, and how they stay motivated as employees. And so we're working hard to always kind of be at the forefront of sustainability and ethical manufacturing.
When we decided to pursue Nimble Made full-time, we wanted to be very intentional about all aspects of the brand. If we were going to put all of our time into this, we wanted to make sure that it made sense and that it came from a place that has a deeper level to it. And so our dress shirts right now are completely inspired by symbols within our Asian cultures. For example, our pink shirt, the New Year, is actually named after Lunar New Year. Nimble Made literally means everything right now. It means so much that we've been able to scale the brand to where it is today, and seeing my dad, who initially inspired me to start this brand, be like the #1 customer when we first launched our website, to be able to create a shirt that finally my dad was like, oh my God, this fits me, is just so meaningful and so impactful and so much more than what I would have gotten out of staying at my corporate job. I think that we have a much greater agenda and that we want to be able to create and produce content that resonates with people. We want to be able to inspire and motivate other Asian American entrepreneurs who have an idea but are still at their full-time jobs, because that's traditionally what is defined as success.
And we'd love to be an example in our community to show that, we can be successful. And even if we're not successful, that you can try things that, you want to do because of passion.
There's this quote that says, it's not the product or the idea that fails, it's ultimately the entrepreneur that gives up. And I fully believe in that because sure, maybe it's not going to be dress shirts today, but you can always pivot. You can always find the idea or find the market or find the customers, but you just cannot give up because the brand ultimately relies on you to just keep giving it fuel and to keep being passionate about it.